Stream just started. Let's wait for a bit, as usual. Maybe we should add some kind of standby screen where we just keep running for maybe 1 or 2 minutes so people can get
With
in.
the same music we use as template in the Rookie Harbor area.
No. That's not. Oh, it seems like a new fan art is being worked on right now from Egyptian Mr. Freeze. That sounds cool. Okay.
Alright.
Doop-de-doop. Maybe I should add some random music in the background.
Some random CrossCode music like Star Mazer does.
What? Did they play CrossCode music?
No, not CrossCode music. They play Star Mazer music.
We don't have that much music.
What? We have more music than Star Mazer?
But they have a whole bunch of remixes.
Yeah, but we have more different music, so we could play them. There's like a lot of music. We have alone 4 battle themes.
Dim, dim, dim.
4.
Like this one.
Chat is hidden.
Chat is hidden?
In your stream. In the stream.
That was a long time ago. Yeah, okay. Your stream about to start. I really should add more CrossCode songs in my playlist.
So, let's talk about something important. Who of you got the Rio DLC?
It was just released today, right?
It was released like 4 hours ago, and I was trying for 4 hours to get it, right? And like half an hour ago, I finally got it, and played like 20 minutes of it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and while it was good because I could work on CrossCode while I was repeatedly trying to get into the store.
Mm-hmm. This one, yeah.
So I just pushed in the latest changes.
Alright, I think we should start about now. Can you tweet maybe?
I already tweeted.
Oh, you did? Okay. Alright. Okay. So, let's switch on the music. Whoop. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to another dev stream. I'm Felix, aka Luxon. And with me on Skype is Stefan, also known as RD, I guess. And today we will do, well, as usual, so first we will start answering the new Watcher Perk questions that people with a Watcher Perk can submit to us. We will try to answer as many questions as possible right now. And after this we will start working on something. And so we will actually do some work on CrossCode. What we can do today, there are 2 options really. The first one is that we can create graphics for a new enemy. That's actually an enemy for the new Bergen Trail area. It's some kind of frog rabbit. That's what I want to work on. This Frobbit.
Frobbit.
Or frost rabbit, I don't know.
And he always makes the sound. Frobbit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Let me take a sip of my exquisite beverage.
Mm-hmm. And now the second option is that we can implement a snow effect because, you know, Bergen Trail there will be snow. So obviously snow will also be falling down. There will be snowflakes and all that. And it's something we can try to implement today as well. So these are the 2 options essentially. Is Atlesser with us? Yes. Hello, Atlesser. Can you maybe already prepare a poll for us? So either we do enemies or we do snow effects. And please don't add another hedgehog sandwich in there. It's just confusing. We might do...
I'm fine, Everick. Thanks.
Doop-de-doop.
Firsty, I need another zip. It's like I didn't drink enough.
Okay, just gonna try to arrange the windows in a way that I can actually see all the stuff that I need. Okay, right, so it's the beginning of the stream, so let's have a look at the Watcher Perk questions.
Yeah, did you mute Skype?
No, I didn't. I think I just heard. Okay, now it's muted. All right. So we got the new. Obviously, there's the hedgehog sandwich. Yes, whatever. Um, so here's the poll. Please give your vote, and then after we answer the watcher questions, we will have a look at the result, and then we can start working on something.
Indeed. So let me just do Facebook. I totally forgot Facebook.
I did post Facebook before.
Yeah, I just do it again so people know that it's now starting. Now.
Okay. So we also start spamming Facebook these days. Right. Okay, about those Watcher Perk questions. I will do it again that I will just open some text editor and I will start pasting in the questions that we got. So here is the first question. Again, a hedgehog sandwich. I don't know how people got this idea anyway in the first place. So first of all, thank you for talking about my suggestion this morning's stream. I'm so sad I missed it, but I watched it just now. I'm sorry I didn't clarify. I understand that it wouldn't be fair to just grant a consumable to someone who hasn't bought the chef perk. I'm fine with that, but if not that, maybe just a doodle at the end of a stream. It doesn't have to be a subject of the end of the stream drawing, just a little thing thrown in there. Okay, doesn't matter that if it's a sandwich made of hedgehog or just hedgehog shaped sandwich, as long as it's a hedgehog sandwich, please. I'm totally serious about blah blah. Without showing my appreciation with the CrossCode fan art you ask. Thanks for noticing me. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we might just draw some hedgehog sometime somewhere in the stream. Maybe today, maybe later. We will see. Okay, again, thanks for the question. No, actually, I don't want to close that. Next question. Wait. Whoa. Actually, that was not even the first question. There have been more questions. I just got the order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you and your game so awesome?
Yeah, that's one question we have. Maybe you can answer this one.
Yeah, it's pretty easy because we are awesome. Hence, the stuff we do is awesome. That's the answer.
I guess so.
Right there.
Hard
work, a lot of blood, a lot of sweat.
So far, no blood has been spilled in the creation of CrossCode, as far as I know.
For you, maybe.
Okay, I don't know how you're programming. Okay.
Hardcore, man. Hardcore programming. Do you speak it?
Okay, another question. Will there be additional content after the main story? Once I beat the game main storyline, will I be able to continue playing and can I roam the world? Will there be a reason to continue playing? Will there be side quests that unlock once you beat the game and leads to more challenging bosses, puzzles? In short, will there be additional content to unlock once I finish the main story? And I guess to some extent we will have additional content like side quests, and you will be able to do this at least during the story. I'm not sure we will have much content after the story concludes. We have to think about that. Actually,
maybe not on first release, but
maybe not on first release. There might be some reasons why this is difficult. I don't want to spoil too much though. So maybe you think about it. So I mean, our game is essentially designed like traditional JRPGs in many respects, and a lot of those have actually awesome post-game content. Like I really like the Seraphic Gate from Belkai Profile. That wasn't really awesome dungeon.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do it like some RPGs do it, where you beat the final boss, so to speak, and after that you have the post-game content. So what we could do is that when you beat the final boss and you finish the game, right, then you get respawned right before the last boss. And with an additional flag set that you beat the game,
Okay,
you can
sure.
now do the post-game content. Felix is doing some advertising now.
What about my what I'm drinking or what? I'm sorry. I hope I don't get sued. Maybe I should get a class next time. But whatever.
It's no problem. We get a lot of money from that company.
No, we don't. Maybe
Yeah.
we will get.
All right. Yeah.
we
We
might
don't. No, we don't. Sorry.
We might get sued if we claim that, Stefan. I think.
Yeah. No, we really don't.
No.
No, we don't.
It's just some
It's
random
just a
drink that
joke.
was here available at my university. I actually usually drink something else, but I forgot to bring it. Okay, whatever. So next question.
Actually, Felix, now where you said, since we unlocked the first stretch goal of the New Game Plus, there will be a New Game Plus, but New Game Plus means that you start the game from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Just to answer this question, because it's a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as post-game content. Post-game content is you are late into the story and you do all the extra stuff that's not part of the main story. Yeah. All right, next question.
Right, next one. This one is actually very interesting, and I think we might follow up on this question in another stream and go more into detail here. The question is, how do you do your cutscenes? What program? Maybe a small look to understand it, because I don't know how to imagine that. Actually, I can give you a very quick demonstration how this roughly looks like. But
yes,
we might
please do.
We might do a stream where we just focus on creating some cutscenes. I mean, that's obviously possible.
And that's obviously something that will happen in the progress of developing the game.
Exactly. So for those people who know RPG Maker, our system is actually very similar to RPG Maker. That was kind of like the inspiration for our editor in general. And let me just show you like the start scene for CrossCode. I just need to load the right map. For some reason it takes forever.
Hashtag what happens.
Oh my gosh, that's my laptop. So much interesting. It's very slow right now. Okay. So our game is composed out of several maps. Like each location that you visit is a map, and in the cargo ship you got all the maps that you visit on the ship. Then there's a teleporter map, and you probably will recognize this one. It's from the beginning of the game. And also
Felix, wait. Someone asked if this game is built with Java by any chance. Show the picture.
Yes, okay. Like every freaking stream, we don't have one stream.
Every time someone asks this question, we need to answer properly.
Yeah, okay.
We can't just ignore them, Felix.
Sure. Give me a second. So here's your answer. That's the language CrossCode is written in. It's JavaScript. 100%. Oh, no, it's not this one. Whoops. Like JavaScript. Yeah, it's all HTML5. It's all running in the browser. It's all JavaScript. Yeah. No Java though. That's a different language.
The editors are done in JavaScript and HTML5 too.
Yep, that's actually awesome because we can reuse code from our engine as well in our editors, and that really simplifies a lot of things. Anyway, so back to the cutscenes. What we have in our engine and our in CrossCode is something called events. That's actually very similar to the events you have in RPG Maker. So they just contain a list of steps. And this list of steps is executed from the beginning to the end. And that's how you model scenes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do in events. It's not just about how you move entities and how to display text. It's also about a lot of internal stuff you don't really see. Here, for instance, we have the function set player core. Here we just make sure that we set the right capabilities we have at the beginning. That means we disable the dash and the charge and the combat rank feature. Yeah, that's like the number at the top. So that we can control like all kind of game state systems. Set overlay is used to just set that, okay, the game starts with a white screen, there's nothing else. Here's something that's not used anymore. Then all kind of effects like the zoom blur is another event step. Showing effects is also an event step. Playing like map sound effects or changing those map sound effects. And obviously also like showing the messages with the faces. We have two particular steps here. The first one is add message person. Here you can see that I can just select yes, I want to show layer, and that's the face I want to use. I specify the site where to display layer, which order, that means in which order the faces are shown on each side. And then there's this option which I can specify that I want to clear every shown person when I use the step, but usually don't want that. And so using this step, I can just add as many persons as I like, and then I can use this show text step essentially to just display some text. And you always can select the face expression with the text because it usually always change with every text to display. So you just specify a text and a face and that's it. And the interesting thing is that we designed our engine to make it very easy to add these kind of steps and also to generate these kind of editors for each step. It's actually very simple. It's a very simple process, and that makes the engine very usable. So we can just very quickly create new content or new features that can be used through this editor. And that's just a rough overview how the cutscenes work. I think we can do a stream sometime soon where we just show in detail what exactly we do to create a scene. There's a lot of details here, a lot of different things we do, and like how do we specify camera positions and doing the transitions. I could talk a lot about the camera too. So yeah, so again, we will probably do another stream about this soon, I think.
Yeah, something also pretty amazing about this is we can simply add new event steps if we need one.
Yeah, that's what I tried to say before actually. So we designed it in a way that we can just add new steps very easily. So okay, so that I hope that for now that answers the questions. Again, we will probably go into more details with that one sometime soon. Plans for multi-story bosses. Do you plan for any bosses that are taller than layer? Well, the crab apparently, I think it is already taller than layer, but I think it means something else. Will there be a boss where layer would have to climb the surrounding area or the boss itself to reach a weak spot such as its head? And I think we might do this. It's not entirely planned yet, but I think we had this idea too, like having a very large boss where you actually have to climb the area to actually hit it the right way. I think when you do something like this, you have to be careful that it's easy enough to understand, because height is always complicated in CrossCode. If you're not careful, it might confuse players.
Yeah, the boss would like be in front of you all the time, maybe stationary, right?
Something like this. Yeah, that's something that we probably will do. And just make it very clear that the thing you need to hit is up there, and it's more like there are maybe two different platforms. One is very low, one is very high, and that should be easy enough to understand. So, but we might do something like this. I think we should do something like this because we can. We have this complicated engine using 3 dimensions, so we should probably use it for bosses as well.
Yeah, I can imagine it'll be pretty dope to like create a boss that has this kind of puzzle mechanic. We already have something like that with the dungeon boss.
Okay, so next question. Is Layer a kid now or a squid now? I have a suggestion for one of the stream end drawings. Would like to see a GIF of Layer being a kid now and a squid now. Okay, I think we should remember that, and we can have a poll at the end where people can vote what they want to see to be drawn. I mean, we can draw that. I guess it's possible. A small GIF, like with the original resolution of Layer, might work. Hope we don't get into trouble for Nintendo with that, but yeah. It's just, probably not.
Why not? It's fan art.
Yep, exactly.
So
now we got a very long question, also very interesting one. How do you create the monsters for CrossCode? I'm very excited to see that the creation of new mobs has also become a focus of the current development, and that's true because that's what we essentially want to work on maybe today and definitely next week. Starting tomorrow, I will focus on creating new enemies. Question 1. I'm curious as to how that process might look. Do you start with an enemy design, making sure it fits into a certain region, style, or mood? Or is your first thought about its behavior, how it will be fought? let me just ask questions as they come along because I will not be able to remember all of this.
Yeah.
I think it's not entirely true. I think the first thing we really do is come up with enemy designs that kind of fit the region. I think that's what we've
Yeah.
been doing so far. The thing is because gameplay is important, but if you look closely to it, you can stick a lot of different gameplay behaviors to the same enemy, and sometimes it will be strange, but then that's kind of funny again. So that's actually something I think something we can talk about is for the next area we wanted to implement a goat.
Yeah.
Because it's mountains.
Actually, we had a stream about this with Freeze, where Freeze and I basically did these designs for the initial designs for the code area, and we
exactly.
basically talked about this, like, all right, what would be enemies you would find there, and like a goat would be
Yep.
like an idea, or the snowman, and the enemy we walk on today, the Frobbit.
Yep. So, and after we have this kind of rough enemy designs that kind of fit into the region, we just think, okay, what does it actually do? And now for the goat, we just happen to decide, well, it will shoot horns. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because usually goats don't do that, but that's kind of like the humor we have in CrossCode anyway. I mean, things don't always make perfect sense, and we have this kind of excuse that it's actually not real enemies, but they're kind of like, it's a game, and they're kind of physical matter stuff, so we can stretch things, we can do whatever we like, really. And so that's why we don't really think with gameplay first, but the style first. Style and mood is important first, and then we just stick interesting gameplay mechanics on top of that. And so far,
it's yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
so far I think it worked pretty well. I mean, we'll see
Yeah, I agree.
how it works for new areas, because we have to come up with more ideas anyway. So yeah.
I mean, we already have the enemy designs for the heat area too, right?
Mm.
And it was exactly the same. Like, the first idea we had there was Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
A scorpion. Definitely a scorpion.
Yep.
But then we thought, like, all right, what would the scorpion have as attacks? And how would it have a cool gameplay mechanic and things like that? And it sometimes gets really hard, right? Like, sometimes we think, like, all right, we have a hedgehog enemy, and now we need another enemy you can bash. And basically, that's what you do in every area. And every area should have an enemy that's kind of easy to kill. It's not too hard, and you can just bash it around. It's kind of fun to, like, close combat these kinds of enemies. But what do they do? So we could simply make different graphics and have the same mechanics as the hedgehog, but that would be very, very boring. So we always try to think of new ideas, and that's sometimes hard.
Yeah, you see, I mean, that's something we probably can improve with iterations as well. So we might, that's actually something that might happen during early access, that we just think, this enemy is kind of too similar, we would probably tweak some things and make it different. So be ready for that. Early access people, things in that respect will most likely change, because it's really hard to get things right the first time. So okay, consequently, next I will continue with a question. Consequently, do you prefer a region's roster to develop more organically, with each region also having a distinct gameplay feel to it, or will you try to balance each region similarly to encourage a generally diverse playstyle everywhere, ending up with more homogeneous gameplay over the course of a playthrough? So the question is that will the enemies always be kind of like the same, or will there be very distinct ways to defeat them, which will be different for each region? I think it's something in between in the end.
Yeah, we just talked about it basically.
Yeah, so again, we will try to have new ideas, but it's not like we will probably not turn things around with each region. So that's something you cannot do anyway, because we're having this RPG system. We have kind of a lot of different skills that players can use, and that must be useful in many situations. It's not like Zelda, where you find a new tool, and you know that at this point you find this new tool, so you can add a lot of enemies that can only be defeated with that tool, because that's fine. You know that you will have this tool. You cannot do this with this kind of system, because you cannot know what kind of skills the player will have. So you kind of have to design the enemies to be beatable with a range of different attacks. So it's not that these you don't have hard constraints, but more these kind of soft constraints, where some skills might be better or worse, but they are not mandatory to have them in any way. So that's kind of like how we do it with enemies. Right. Next question, question 2. I think that's actually not 2 questions. That's a lot of questions which are kind of mixed in 2 questions. So, can we expect many monsters that require very specific moves to be killed, or will most enemies allow for different approaches so the players can keep their own flow? I might add that I've become a fan of the meerkats, which you can shoot, then dash to, and the melee to death even when they are not charging. Though it needs some proper timing. Yeah, I didn't know that was possible. I was actually pretty amazed that people came up with that. On the other hand, I've grown rather tired of hedgehogs. Why exactly? Because well, they're not very creative. They're kind of like the bash enemy. You just hit them, and they kind of need to dodge them sometimes. I would be interested to see an enemy that can only be killed with a combo using the shield. Now that's interesting. So we always design enemies in a way that we think the player needs to do something in particular which will help defeat this enemy, and we kind of do it in a way that each skill that you will own in the game will be useful at least once, and hopefully in that there will be an even distributions on which skills are useful. And we haven't done a perfect job so far because, as you can see, most people really like melee. Like most people always use melee and they try to avoid throws, especially those players who are more experienced. And you can expect to find some enemies where melee won't work. Hedgehogs, the meerkats were actually supposed to be enemies where you're not supposed to use melee, but you still do it because you find this kind of trick that you can use. But there will be other enemies where this most likely will not work. And in the same way, there will be enemies which weak to dash attacks, certain dash specials like the buffalo for this first cut. And so there will probably also be enemies where you have to use a shield. That's especially true because we also plan to add the shield counter feature. And once you have that, it's something which makes a lot of sense. So you have certain enemies where it's mostly about to counter a certain attack, which will help to defeat it. So yeah, there will be enemies where we have to use a shield. There will also be enemies where you have to use a shield to actually survive the fight. I mean, you remember like the turret at the beginning that shoots these kind of projectiles which are hard to dodge. I mean, there will be more enemies that will shoot things like these later on, and then you will really need to use your shield as well. It's not like the dash will be the answer to everything.
Yeah, and the dash will become much more interesting for people once you unlock the just guarding. So if you get right, like Reinstein just said, you can like shield counter attacks. So
that's what I just talked about. Yeah.
Sorry.
Have you been away?
I listened to you, but apparently these words didn't.
I talked about the shield counter.
Get into my brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
There will be shield counter. Yes.
Yeah. One of the features I really want to see in game. Like I love this kind of stuff.
Okay. So, suggestion, maybe in the future stream you can explain to us the development of specific monsters and the steps you had to go through from conceptualization to implementation. And I think that's something we can essentially start today. If not, people vote for creating enemy graphics, we can show you how this is done, though that's apparently it's not so different from creating any other character graphics in CrossCode. But it's at least it's you can see how the graphics are done. And there will probably, in the next stream, we can actually work on enemies. That's no problem, because that's something we are going to start working on this week. So most likely this weekend we'll be able to show you how enemies are created in detail. Yeah. That's all for this question, I guess. It was a pretty long question, and so you can expect more enemy things, some enemy coding in one of the next streams. Okay, final question is, I already answered, why are you and your game so awesome? Enough said. Okay, yeah, I guess we are. That's cool.
There's a question. Ginjak, before we go on, Ginjak is considering to use Impact.js or Cocos 2D to make a cross-platform game, and ask us if we could guide him. So I personally never worked with Cocos 2D, never worked with anything that I consider Mac related. But I completely biased would always suggest using Impact.js because it's an awesome engine. It's very, very easily extensible. And it's JavaScript, so there you
It's
go.
a matter of taste, obviously, but if you
Yeah,
consider doing
for sure.
HTML5 development, you probably are fine with JavaScript. So as Stefan said, like Impact.js is very generic. It's very minimalistic, I always say. That's what I like about it. You can essentially understand the whole engine, and it's made for 2D games, for 2D jump and runs. So doing a game like CrossCode in Impact.js is actually it's a lot of work you have to do first. But if you really like engine coding, that's certainly something you can do. Okay. Why is there a render bug here? I just see this one. No. Oh.
I mean, like with the cardboard boxes, it's always there. It always has been there.
What I mean by the enemies? Never mind.
Yeah, you will never see it in game, so
I guess I think I know why.
it's
Never
because
mind.
it's
Usually
lower.
yeah, but yeah, it will probably be pushed up when you start the game or something.
Right.
Okay. Right, so I guess that's it for the Watcher Perk questions. So next we're gonna do some work, I guess.
Yeah, Strawpoll says we are doing the Frobbit.
The Frobbit. Okay, so nobody's interested.
Ignoring all the hedgehog sandwiches.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. How many
Like 50 people again, like trying to troll us.
You're serious, man. Come on.
But it's sprite new enemy it is.
We'll do the hedgehog sandwich. Maybe later. I find it's funny, like, here they all vote hedgehog sandwich, but next we're gonna do a poll. You wanna do a hedgehog sandwich or maybe some random Leia lawyer thing or some Phoenix Red Lady stuff, and then they all vote something else. So hedgehog sandwich will never go away, I guess. Right.
Yeah, so it's just Senpai asks, so when is the next update coming out? Next month, hopefully.
Yes, next month. So early next month we plan to do
Yeah.
the next release the next milestone. Okay. Let's do enemies.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yep, I think as a reference I will take the hedgehog actually, so it's kind of hedgehog related.
Yeah, it probably is similar in size and
Yeah, maybe a bit smaller. What do you think?
yeah, I would say smaller too.
Yeah.
And like, what did we plan? We planned like there should be 2 versions of it, right? But just color versions.
Yeah. So I would just probably do. I feel like doing the snow version first. I don't know why. Because
you did so much snow.
Yes, I was working on snow all week long. I don't know. Maybe because the weather was so hot. So here's our hedgehog. I would just copy that. So what I like to do when I create new graphics these days is just creating a rather big graphic file where I just have more space than I need, because then I can just paste random stuff here and there for references and can copy things back and forth, and generally it helps to just keep an overview of everything. So that's now the hedgehog. Next I'm gonna copy the concept art of the Frobbit,
which is a bit larger.
Yeah, I would just scale it down. So if you now have any more questions in the chat, you can just ask away, and I will assemble this image while during that time.
Yeah, go on. I can answer stuffs too, if it's not too complicated. I'm not as smart as Luxon Senpai.
What? You said that.
I just today watched a movie while you doing your stuff. It was called Shaolin Basketball Hero. And just based on the title, you can guess what's inside this movie. It was just ridiculous.
Okay. Isn't that like Shaolin Soccer or something like this too?
What?
Which is
yeah,
also
Shaolin Soccer.
That's also rather stupid.
if that's another movie, I need to watch it. It sounds very trashy,
It is, I think.
but I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like this kind of stuff too, when it's like just nonsense.
What kind of program design patterns do you use for your systems? None. Oh no, we use one. The only one that's important, singletons. There are singletons everywhere.
We might
and
be
you don't even
using
know.
we might be using some patterns we just don't know about it, I think.
Yeah, I think both Felix and myself, we are not that kind of software engineering guys. We're just like these core programmers, and we're hacking stuff away if we need to.
Well, not entirely. I mean, I think there's a lot of structure in our code. It's just that we go that as far and say we need to you have clean code and we have to follow
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
right. Clean code.
modify control pattern or something like this. So
Actually, if someone mentions code patterns, I just have to link to a very, very important project to myself.
is it like FizzBuzz Enterprise Edition?
It's always FizzBuzz Enterprise Edition. Like I don't even know how they.
There you find all the patterns that you ever need or don't need. Really.
Yeah, probably don't
Well,
need. Yeah. I always have troubles finding this. I always have to Google it.
Yeah.
FizzBuzz. Ah, there we go.
That's because this I always Google things anyway before doing it any other way because it
Yeah.
always works.
I'm actually interested in the tech you're using. Do you use Git? Yes, we use Git. Best version control. We don't use any unit tests. We just start the game because mostly we kind of guess that stuff we do works, and if it's not working, then why doing a unit test is kind of sometimes unnecessary. But I can see the benefits. Like Felix and I talked about this for like physics systems. Sometimes it makes sense to do tests for that, but we kind of already finished that one. So
Yep.
yeah. Any issue tracker? We use an issue tracker. We actually use utrack now. Recently started using it,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully soon. Actually, something I can talk about while you're doing your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Soon we hope that we can have all the beta testers can, if the game throws an error, you can basically kind of create an issue ticket right off the bat and send it to our issue tracker. So that way you don't have to write us an email, but the error or the bug gets directly into our issue tracker, and we can see it, and it can get assigned to someone and resolved and stuff. I'm not sure how we manage duplicates, because it will happen that many people get the same error, especially if they play the web version.
I don't know, like the normal issue interface of utrack supports some display of similar issues when you input the issue name. And I wish maybe they provide an interface in the API to request similar issues based on some data. Then we can
That would be
implement the
nice.
same thing. But otherwise, I guess you have to deal with the duplicates, but it's still simpler to deal with duplicates within GitHub, within utrack, than having it in email and forums and wherever.
Yeah. Rico, we don't have any unit tests. What I meant to say was that I can kind of see the benefits, but we don't use any right now. Do we?
I don't
have
know.
any?
Yes, JavaScript has no static typing, but I don't see why you need unit tests for that. I mean, unit tests are just a neat way to make sure that your whole system works with by just running a small test. That's essentially what it is. Make sure that everything is working, you don't break things too quickly. Now, the thing is that when you play a game, a lot of systems are just run through over and over again. And when you break something, you will notice it very quickly, actually. We didn't have a lot of regression errors in CrossCode. We don't have this very often. So I don't think unit tests are not all that important in game development. That's at least my opinion. So for other kind of software, I can really see why unit tests are nice and important to be. At my university work, we developed some system where it's very essential, but otherwise, nah. Well, again, for engine stuff, it might be worth it. But so far, we didn't do anything like that, so it worked fine for us so far.
Let's see the positive side. We that way we can concentrate on producing more content.
Yeah.
and getting faster
Yeah,
to
the thing
because
about unit test, writing unit tests is a lot of work.
yeah,
Yeah.
like we did this in school, especially in the bachelor, and it was tedious sometimes, especially in Java, because Java has too much code. It's just too much code.
Mm.
It's just too much. It's too verbose. So much words.
So in case you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm taking a screenshot of one of the areas in CrossCode. That's actually a new area we have been working on. That's Bergen Trail, now covered with snow. And I just want to have a good reference to create enemy graphics that actually match the area. So, and that's why I'm taking a screenshot, and now I'm calling this prepare tile screenshot function. I used that before. It just disables all the effects, so I just get the bare map graphics. And that one I'm now gonna copy inside my reference file. And I will just keep the layer in there for size reference. That's always good to have. Right.
Yes. Hello. You can make screenshots in CrossCode by pressing F8.
Yeah, that's actually a feature that everybody can use, but we don't tell most people. So
Yeah, well, it was a problem in the web version because it was like a pop-up window. So most browsers would add a very small icon somewhere on the browser, and you wouldn't really see that there is a pop-up being blocked, and you would also think like, oh, maybe that's a advertisement, but we don't do advertisements, so
that's kind of true. Yeah.
yeah. But on a desktop version, pressing F8 is the way to go. Maybe we should add this as an definable key.
I might do that. So, okay, I guess we got everything prepared now. So here's the Frobbit reference. Here's the sprite area you want to create our Frobbit in. Here we have a Hedgehog for reference. I'm not just gonna cut one out and paste it on top of the new area.
But you have to use stretching layer for size reference.
Oh, I do. You're right. Oh man, I messed that up. Let me fix that.
Rico, I'm not sure if we can use print screen button, if we can overwrite this button.
I think we should be able to do that actually, but
yeah. But having a fixed key is better. Like people tend to use a different button than print screen because print screen does a whole screen. So if you have a second monitor, it would capture this screen too. And people kind of maybe got used to this.
yeah,
and
sometimes you probably don't want to override the default behavior of print screen because sometimes you just want to create a screenshot from everything, including the window and everything around it. All right, let's start.
Creating new enemies.
Yes, so first about directions. You might notice that we use actually these kind of 6 directions in CrossCode. There's one to the side, up, and below. We don't really have perfectly down and up directions. So that helps because we can just have 3 graphics, we can flip them, and we have 6 directions, which is a lot. And that's why we do it. Right. Comes the Frobbit.
I think I actually never watched you creating an enemy.
Yeah,
sprite.
it has been a very long time since I created enemy graphics in CrossCode. I just realized I barely didn't do any enemy graphics in CrossCode. I just did the original robots. That's what I did. And anything else was either created by Tina or by T3. I mean, T3 essentially did all the enemies you have in CrossCode. I just realized that. So I hope I can do it, but we'll see. I'll just start with the eyes. Or maybe I should do something. Yeah, I guess I would just create a rough sketch first without the eyes.
Yeah.
And I will start with a side view.
I always did this too, starting with the side view of everything. Don't know why. I think it's maybe simpler or something like that.
I usually always start with the front view actually, and then do the side view after that. So now this one, it has legs, but it doesn't have anything else, right? So no hands. I mean.
Can you get to the yeah? I'm not sure if we like intended to have so it had like very little arms. Like it would. I don't know if Freeze just painted it over, but
I think it's fine
I-
having just having legs and no arms. That's funny in a way.
you think that's funny?
Well, I think it's original. Let's say it like this.
So if anyone has any questions about Felix writing or CrossCode in general, just go and ask away. And also, since we just had, we were a little bit late on our update, but you can check out the latest update right here. We just started using a wiki.
Oh yes.
On Gamepedia, provided by Curse. Very awesome. So you can now go into the wiki, and people already started creating stuff like, like you can check out the items you can currently find in the demo, or some dashing and guarding. Actually, I didn't even check everything that was created as of now.
Yeah, I also didn't even have a close look what have been done already, but people already wrote a lot of content.
I am very, very, very interested in seeing where this goes, basically. Felix, Lucky asks, do you use a mouse or do you use a tablet?
I use a tablet, so here it's yeah. Graphic tablets I think are easier to work with when it comes to graphics on digital graphics, and they're especially useful when you do drawings. For pixel art you might first need to get used to them, but I think in the end they also help a lot.
Will there be a Mr. Head cameo in CrossCode? You bet. You bet there will be one. Duke is referencing a game I worked on called Mr. Head, and it was kind of a little bit popular, I think, in the meetup community, kind of. But it was a very stupid game idea and not very fleshed out. So actually a funny story. Like originally, Felix and I planned to work on 2 games. Like he was working on Project Spherical and or CrossCode, how we call it nowadays. And I was working on Mr. Hat, and of course this was like completely stupid. So we quickly changed that and
eventually we decided to work on the
to work
same thing.
on the better game, so to speak, because at the time it's simply the case. It's more interesting. Like the perspective is kind of new, and like this throw mechanic is kind of interesting. And what I did was basically just a side scroller at the time. How big a role are the other classes going to play in the storyline? Well, in the storyline, there you will find other avatars that play different classes, and some might join you and help a little bit in combat. But other than that, you won't have them. You won't be able to play another class. Not in the story. So there's that. So you will always be a Spheromancer, but there will be other avatars, and you will see some combat animations. Maybe you will even fight an avatar. You will fight an avatar, at least two. I always like to say, because two people actually got the true avatar perk. Will there be a snowman monster?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I think that was a plan. I mean, actually, here, one of those.
Yeah.
Let me try to find it.
Badass snowman.
I don't have it here. Nah, I won't show it. It wasn't one of the updates, but yeah.
Which level should you be after beating the observatory in the current demo? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm always around level 14 or 15, maybe 16. If I'm testing stuff. But the challenge inside the observatory might be changed. I'm not sure in the final story. The observatory is like a thing that's there and will be there. And yeah, but I'm not sure if the challenge inside will stay, because it was like an idea we had one day before we released the demo. And was just like, hey, how about we let the player fight 99 monsters? Surely is a good idea, and yeah.
I know something is not right here. I don't know something. I think.
"68 people. What is going on?" Let's see who we have. Edf Games.
Let's check if there's again some people from Secret of Crania with us.
Secret of Crania? Let's see. I don't see anyone.
They always laugh it when we call them out.
I don't see anyone, I think. Maybe I'm just blind.
Too bad.
Maybe I should tweet William. Why you know watching stream? Let me do it. But Twitter is being slow as usual.
Should I keep these kind of huge ass eyes here from that, like in the original concept art? I think maybe it's kind of like too much comedy for CrossCode, I'm thinking.
Oh, some people. Okay, I'm already over. People that grind in CrossCode are really, like, I'm really jealous of them. Like, how can you have the patience for that? Like, the enemies only give you 1 XP, right? At some point. It must be so hard to grind for a higher level. Lea the Sphere Dancer. Nice idea, Peter. How much dialogue will there be? Is the story part of the demo indicative of the whole game? Oh, there will be quite the dialogue. But as we always like to say, we try to keep the dialogue to a minimum, so that you don't just have like a visual novel in front of you and you always press for the next text sequence. So there always should be like a mix of gameplay and cutscenes. And right in the beginning of the game in CrossCode, of course, there's a little bit more dialogue, like to explain stuff and the world and everything. But over time, there will be a phase that where you have a lot of freedom to play. Like, we actually had a very good talk with a friend, or a friend gave a very good talk about how your freeness should get bigger the more you progress in the game, and at the end it should get smaller again, and basically it forms like a blob. And it was very interesting, and I think that's what we're going to do basically. So you have a lot of freedom, and the freedom goes up and up, and maybe mid-game it drops down, and then it goes up again, and at the end it obviously goes down because you're approaching the final dungeon and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we already answered the question how we do cutscenes. Well, Roy, but we do want to do them. Want to do a more in-depth look at them. Look at the cutscenes in another stream. So you might want to watch the stream again once we uploaded it. It's right at the beginning.
Yep.
My game sometimes randomly shows all trees as square trees from the secret tree area until I go to the next area. And
what kind of trees?
I'm not sure what you mean. Must be maybe your browser's buggy or something. I don't know what you're talking about. How much would it cost to pay an pixel artist to sprites? Sprites similar to those. I don't know. You kind of have to ask T3 for that. I think we gonna get the friend bonus, so yeah, like $30 an hour is like a good estimate.
Well.
Waiting for new bit more of people while you're doing a great job at creating the bunny.
It's a small little bunny. No. I think it's kind of works. No, I'm kind of missing something. I think we need something for this. I just realized that actually almost all enemies in CrossCode should have some kind of futuristic detail on them. That's actually something we really forgot when we said, when we told Freeze to create concept art.
Make his ears metal ears.
Metal ears. Yeah, that's something I would do.
Yeah.
Let's make the metal ears. That's a cool idea. I will take the same colors as from the Hedgehog.
No, I play with the early access version on Steam. Still not sure what you're talking about. Osamaru? Probably your Steam is broken or something.
What?
But there are just trees in CrossCode. No weird trees or anything.
Yeah, it's probably the Steam that's broken.
I would contact Steam support about it. How much marketing and advertising did you do to get so much support in your crowdfunding? Oh boy, we just jumped into it. It was not like we had a lot of experience with marketing, and I still think there's much to learn for us.
Yeah.
It just happened. Like, we had a very, very good, awesome community before we started the community, and they like tried to help us in many, many ways.
Yep.
And we just contacted YouTubers, streamers, and everyone we knew, and some did post and news about. I still miss an article on Kotaku, but maybe they just don't like us. I don't know.
I think we just contacted the wrong author over and over again. That was I don't know.
Yeah. So marketing and advertising is hard. And we did a lot of marketing advertising, but I think you can still do more. Especially what seems to help is if you go to events. Like, if you live in America, it's probably easier in the US, so to speak, because you can easily attend more conventions. We also did our campaign at the wrong time, where there were just like 2 events right after another, and many journalists were basically not available.
Yep.
So actually, we did a lot of things wrong. I wouldn't say we were very good at advertising our game. Maybe we were good, but it didn't really reach that much people. Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was a
when
really tough campaign, Rylock.
Mhm.
Without these extra 30 days.
Not sure about that. I think I'll just leave it like this. Should I have more details? I think I would just recolor this a bit.
A metallic tail. That would be also an
Metallic
idea.
tail. Yeah, okay, I can
Yeah.
do that. Sounds like a good idea. I was thinking of adding some metallic stuff on the feed, but that's probably not so great.
Zombie we didn't even contact before we had a video. Yeah, we didn't contact Zombie. Like
We
that
did
was
actually.
like
We did, but
we did. Oh, we did.
That's
But-
not the reason why he did it. I think.
Yeah, we had the mad connections, yo.
Yeah, kind of like.
So we have a little bit of connections at least.
Mhm.
We got that thing going for us, which is good. How did we get CrossCode on Vsauce 3? I don't know.
That
I
just
like literally don't know.
That just happened. I have no idea.
It really just happened, and we were like,
We
"What?"
didn't see this
What?
coming, and then he just pushed that, and it was like one of the hugest things, and we had nothing prepared for that. So I just quickly tried to update the web page to some extent to make it easier to understand that there's a new demo, and I don't know what. But that just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I think this came right before the crowdfunding.
No, it happened actually a bit earlier than that. It was still
Yeah,
shortly after we released the demo, actually, not two, I think 1 or 2 weeks after we released the demo. It was still back in 2014. It happened way too early. Would that
yeah, it happened. This was because we. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird, maybe.
would have helped much more if that would have happened close to beginning of the crowdfunding campaign. But yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
still
it's
awesome,
just it's still
like-
awesome when it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it's should be thankful that this happens. Okay. I see. I actually might have a hard time creating sprite art for enemies. I get the impression. At least
Do you do any programming here? Yes, we do. But today we are doing sprites. Maybe next time we do programming again.
yeah.
Maybe in at least 2 weeks. As soon as I have a working desk,
Yep.
I want to stream too. And there's going to be code, hopefully with the quest system. But I also want to stream making maps.
Hmm.
So what we actually, something we can kind of like tell. Actually, what we want to try is like having an all-day stream. So I will wake up, will go to my computer, and I will basically start to stream, and I will work on maps, and I will talk about how we create these maps, and we already shown some stuff like the height map, but it was always like small parts of creating a map, not really creating a whole map from the beginning to the end on stream. So that's something we're going to do.
Hmm.
And you will see like how difficult it is to sometimes create one map and why it takes so long. But maybe it will be that bad this time because we actually have new tools.
I hope it will be quicker. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I created this one Bergen trail map essentially on one day, and that's minus a lot of things I had to do to improve details, like creating new graphics and fixing height map generation. I don't know what. So I think you can probably create up to 3 of these maps in one day. I think.
You sure? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Like some of the maps are a little bit more difficult to make. There's more hand things you need to do, especially
Okay.
the right side maps where there's a lot of like free space. We also need some background.
Oh yeah,
for
the
that too.
backdrop. Oh gosh, the freaking backdrop. Ugh.
Yeah, I will use some placeholder tiles
Yeah,
for
sure.
that.
For no use
No problem.
placeholders. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not 3, but at least 2 maps should be possible per day.
Yeah, 2 definitely. Like that's where I want to go with Bergen Trails. Especially now where we have like this entity brush thing,
Yeah.
which makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, let's see. I don't know. Oh, that's more interesting.
oh wait, there's a CrossCode talk, and there's a JavaScript talk in Stack Overflow which mentioned CrossCode.
Really?
Can you post the link, Rico?
I would
You
like to
have
see that.
you have permission to post a link, granted by yours truly. Right, yeah, Duke, you can get awesome inside informations. BMT, yeah, that's a community meeting we're attending. Maybe, I'm not sure if we can attend this year. Maybe not all the days.
I probably would try to go there after Gamescom if I still have the energy.
Yeah, you can sleep there and eat.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's 2 things you can do there very well. Sleep and eat. Like especially when our team member Tiku is there to do the food. He's an amazing cook.
Yeah, he really is. Like he once did this like meatballs, and he just put cheese in them, and it was like,
Yeah, those were good.
really, really tasty. Like you don't even know. I still have to do this too. So, people, if you heard of Spider Pro, it's on sale on Steam. Should I pick this up? I don't know. Do you know the tool Spider Pro? Ever heard of it?
Nope. What is this?
I guess the tool to sprite stuff. I think, well, Felix obviously uses Photoshop, as you can see. I would use Photoshop too. And T3 uses graphic scale, which seems to be a good tool too. And there's a free version of it. At least I once had a free version of it. Maybe it was just a trial. I don't
think
know.
it's shareware.
Yeah, it's
something.
definitely shareware, but there's definitely a trial. So
Yeah, there's a free version, but you cannot export GIFs and stuff like this.
maybe do you want to explain a free thing?
Oh, I mean, we just had a post about it.
I really need to go to the bath.
Do that.
So I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, so about the E3 thing, I mean, you can read the post about that. E3 is it's this huge event over in the States, and it's in Los Angeles. And when it is, there's 2 problems. First, it's very expensive to fly there, and second, it's very expensive to stay there. I mean, flying, it makes sense. Flying from Germany to the United States, it's about, to Los Angeles in particular, I think it's up to 1,500 to 2,000 euro per person. If we book it now, it's actually much higher than that. It's essentially cost prohibitive. And staying there is also very expensive. I actually have been in Los Angeles a couple of times for some conferences in university. And I don't know, it's just insane how much you pay there to get any kind of decent hotel. And so essentially we will pay a lot of money to just go to this event. With the Indie Clicker thing, we get the tickets for free. I mean, that's what we won, essentially. The problem really is that those people are not very communicative either. I mean, they asked us if we go there, and apparently we didn't answer right away, but I did answer later on, and I also asked questions. They had this kind of crowdfunding event to finance this whole event. So essentially people could fund them on Kickstarter so they can actually have a proper booth. They didn't actually reach the goal to have a proper booth. So that's why you just get regular tickets and there's actually no booth there to present the game. In this crowdfunding event, they had a perk where all the indies who actually go there will provide some swag, so essentially merchandise for those backers who give a certain minimum amount of money. So it was one of the higher rewards. Now some people got this reward, and now they expect us indie developers to provide some swag, and they didn't really tell us about it, so I didn't really see this coming. I didn't see any warning along the way where it said, if you're gonna win this competition, you have to provide this swag, these items, and things. So I was kind of like, I know, so that I didn't like this a lot. So I asked them about that, if that's actually true. If we are supposed to now produce the swags on our cost, so we can essentially support their Kickstarter campaign, and they didn't answer that. I asked probably a month ago or something, that still didn't answer. And I also, now in the end, we wrote them that we are not going to go there. So again, it's very expensive for us. It probably will not pay off. And on the other hand, it's just, everything kind of seems shady about this whole thing. So to be frank, the first time I saw that you had to play this kind of cookie clicker like game to get the tickets, I was starting to get a bad feeling about this whole event. But I just followed through because it was kind of fun, and so that's how it ended. So there's another reason why we don't go, and that's because we have this collaboration with Deck 13, which is this German game developer. They're actually pretty big, rather big, especially for German game developer, and they're gonna be, at least one person from them is gonna travel to E3, and he's gonna meet there with the press, and he is also gonna show CrossCode. We actually sent them the trailer, we sent them some footage from new areas, and so they're gonna do the job for us, and they're probably gonna do it much better than we ever could. So there's actually no real point, no real value to go there, except so that we can brag we have been on E3, and I don't think that's really worth it. So yeah, that's why we will not go.
Yeah. Kind of didn't work out, but it's not so bad. CrossCode is still on at E3, so.
Yeah, and I think in the end it just gives us more time to develop CrossCode, which really is kind of more important right now. Okay, man, I've been working too long on this funny thing.
All right. Well, we are going to lose a few viewers, maybe. Why?
Why we're gonna lose a few viewers? Because of E3?
Zui Shumaru just went live. I'm not sure who that is. Maybe some of the DK streamers? I don't know.
What
not
was
sure.
the name?
Zui Shumaru.
I didn't see that name. I think it was one of them, yeah, might be. Oh well. I made the bunny a bit edgy by adding some dark lines below the eyes, and I kind of like it.
It's the emo bunny.
It didn't sleep all that well.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to
I think a
consider,
lot
like,
of the Frobbit concept art was lost due to the size of the Frobbit you made, like the big roundy eyes. I can understand there isn't much about it. How about a big Frobbit boss? We already have an idea for the boss, kind of like a mini boss for this area, but I don't want to spoil it now. Let's not spoil the fun. This is like an awesome idea.
Okay.
This is also something we can show on stream when we create this kind of enemy.
I mean, like the sprite is a bit different from the concept in the end, but yeah.
It's always like the hedgehog doesn't really look like our origin.
But that was really that was a very cheap concept. It was drawn in I don't know.
Yeah, somehow T3 converts like a very scrubby picture into something awesome. But there was quite an iteration on the hedgehog. Like we had lots of possible options how it should look in the end.
It took a long time until we got to this hedgehog. Actually,
it was faster for our enemy. Like the meerkat was pretty fast, and the buffalo was like one idea, and we basically used it.
So yeah. So what do you think about this bunny, Stefan? Something particular maybe should change?
The butt area, right? Like the metal tail, it looks like kind of looks like there's fat hanging.
I see. I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right.
Gonna change that.
Have you seen the link, Rico? Yeah, I have seen the link, Rico. Pretty cool. Didn't
Stack
even knew
Overflow?
That's Stack Overflow.
I want to see it too. Where is it? Can somebody post it in the Skype conf maybe?
At Leicester. Can you help us out? Oh, I found it. I have found it. Everything is awesome.
I actually found it too. I want to see it. Oh, that was the check. Okay.
Ryalog states that the ear color change is a little jarring. I'm sure we're gonna change contrast and everything.
What is a bit jarring?
The ear color.
Oh.
It should display like it should be like metal. So.
Yeah, I think we might probably change the color range of this or make it slightly blue. I think, because right now it's just too much contrast. What? You're laughing? Like blue is awesome. Blue is the best color for shadows. It's just how it is.
I disagree. No, I don't disagree. I actually agree, but I disagree.
Okay.
Fun question. Do the avatars in the game also hear the music playing in the background? Why, of course. It's all virtual, so they can hear it.
Yeah.
But obviously, most people just turn it off and listen to their own music. Mm-hmm. But Leia ain't have that possibility.
Well, she has. Players can disable sound. So.
Yeah, but it's like outside of the game inside the game logic.
Mm-hmm.
Bending your mind.
I'm gonna start a new.
Wow, 72 now. People. What is going on, everyone?
It's as good as last time. We also had 72. About 70. Okay.
But where's Villiar? She's trying to hide. I know it. Actually, Fred and Teddy could join too. Come on, Teddy. I know you're here. I know you're listening.
So I'm gonna recolor the ears for a second.
Whoa. Bye, hello.
Huh?
Oh no, someone else is going to go. Cilio's going to go. All right. Have a nice meal, yo. I think like changing colors is something Felix does a lot actually. Always for the good actually. So it's always better in the end?
Well, it's hard. Sometimes not really sure. I know.
Yeah, but if you're
It's a
not
very
sure, you're just
it's
changing it again.
yeah, it's a very subjective thing, colors, I think.
Yeah.
But since I found about this whole gradient tool, I tend to change colors a lot because it's so easy and very nice to preview.
Yeah, thankfully we have two people in our team that are like crazy about these things, like Tina and yourself.
Yeah.
So we always make sure that colors are cool. Yeah, I already think it's better too.
Yeah.
Also,
That's.
Felix.
Hmm?
Save.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I probably should say it's still untitled. Concept. There is no enemy, obviously. Yeah. I don't know. Something I still don't like it. Something is not right about this one. I still want to at least try one iteration where. Actually, I'm gonna do something which I probably should do much more often. Oh, come on, can I not? Merge layers here. Okay. I'm gonna make a copy. That's something I don't do often enough, I think. It's always good to make a copy before you start something new, because then you have actually a reference if it looks better than the previous one or not.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely.
I don't do this often enough. That's something I really have to get used to.
I actually do this all the time. If I think like, all right, I want to make a major change to a sprite, or just a change I know that I won't have a lot of steps to go back, and I know I will change a lot, so I always make a copy, because what if the sprite looks worse? Then I have to redo everything, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe don't use black exactly for the eye color.
Yeah. I don't really think it makes a big difference. Just changed it. I just realized that the head of the Frobbit, the original one, is not quite as long. I made it pretty long actually, so I'm gonna try something where it's less long.
All right. It looks like so derpy. I like it.
Hmm. Hmm. Graphics. Why are you not working?
In the original, the eye extends out of the bounds of the head.
Yeah, I know. The kind of the problem is that I know it should actually be a side view, so you shouldn't be able to see the other eye. And I always try to be actually very precise about this. This looks.
Oh look, Freeze is inside the shed.
Oh, hi
Our concept
Freeze.
artist.
I'm gonna try to create pixel art from your bunny, as you can see.
Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe I should make it more from the top. Make this one. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Oh yes, that has been missing. There was too little
Yeah?
space on top. Yeah, it's because of perspective. You see the bunny from above. So there should be more
Yeah,
space
right.
above the eyes, and it looks much cuter that way, and I like it a lot. So
Aw, look at it. Now, if the idle animation could have nose sometimes bouncing up and down, that would be cute.
and what?
Like like rabbits always have this habit of like moving their nose up and down a little bit.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah, right. We
and
could do that.
that would look like that would look very cute, I think.
Hmm.
Some people mentioned concept art difference between sprite. The sprite can differ from the concept art in many ways, so it's totally okay if
Yeah,
like
sometimes it's just very difficult to exactly convert the concept art to the sprite art.
yeah, and it's really just a concept art, so it really just have like how the bones are, where are the ears, where's the body, and everything, and from there we create different ideas. So now we already have like these metal ears and metal tail,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we will do more.
Yep.
Oh, look who's in chat now.
Ooh. Oh, hello.
Oh man, the long-nosed version looks cute though.
Maybe I can make the nose longer after all. I think that was probably not the issue. It was more like,
The height.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like always, if someone from the SOG team joins,
As always.
we should give a proper shout out to all our fishies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see a very cool game that has a very, very cool battle system with lots of crazy combat skills, like you can actually summon a cloud that will have a happy face and will just electrify.
Electrify, yeah.
I think that's the word. Electrify enemies. It's just like so funny to look at, and everything explodes into small particles, and it looks just very, very cool.
Yep.
Actually,
yep.
you can spend hours in this game just having the same spot on the map and killing enemies all the time. And because enemies will respawn, it makes like lots of fun to farm for things.
So I think I will keep the long Lawson version, even if it's. I think the concept art doesn't really have a long nose, but that might just be the perspective. I think.
Yeah, like just as we said, like that's maybe concept art, but if we kind of notice that this doesn't work out, then we're gonna change stuff.
Okay. So
Like
one last
what you could
iteration
try
I'm
is
gonna
to
do.
you could in the left version you could like add a pixel at the side of the at the cheeks to make the face look a little bit more roundish. Maybe this will help.
Pixel at the cheeks. Where exactly? I actually want to make it fatter now.
Yeah, go ahead. Maybe this is what I was talking about.
But in general, not just the head in particular, but the whole lower body and everything seems a bit too slim to me.
Yeah. Just looking at your screen, Osmaro, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Seems like normal trees. Everything is okay on the screen.
Yeah, trees. There are a lot of trees
Yeah,
in CrossCode.
I really can't see any problems with it. Nope. Sorry.
Hmm. Yep, I like the fat bunny much more.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks cuter even.
Must be more chubby, and it's like it more fits the size reference with the hedgehog, I think. Otherwise, it would just look too small.
Yeah, Villaruic thinks so too.
Yay.
If you guys don't know, Villa actually does a lot of spriting for Secrets of Grindr, and if you want to check out her stuff, she actually has a YouTube channel. I am allowed to link to your YouTube channel. I'm not sure. I better be asking before I do that.
Why? Why would you need permission for that? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it's just like, no, please don't.
Okay.
I like watch every video. I like these kind of, especially because they're like made faster, so you can actually see the progress in a short video.
Unlike in our videos where you have to watch forever to actually see something to happen.
Yeah. We would have to like make offline streams, so we just take the camera and we work on it. All right, then here you go. There's also drawings from the facets, from the faces in Secrets of Grindr, with lots of polishing.
Gosh, okay, so I guess...
Actually, the first time... Oh yeah, go ahead, Felix, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Just talk first.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, actually the first time I noticed in Secrets of Grindr how you guys in chat did the maps. Because I always thought it was like tile-based, but it isn't. I didn't know.
Oh. I actually would like to see how they do maps too.
Yeah, you should stream too. Like I know that Teddy told me that Fred does did some streams. I always like to watch this while working. It's like nice to like have it on the second screen and have something to listen to while you work, if it's not music.
Okay.
Freeze just said if we thought about pixeling, making the eye black, and yeah, we did. You can see it in the right version, where we actually have a black eye.
I think I will.
But
I might just keep it. I don't know.
It's maybe a little bit of too
much contrast. I don't know.
Too much contrast. Yeah.
I don't see any big difference. I don't think one little pixel like this makes a huge difference. I don't believe in single pixel differences. Okay. So, yeah, I think we will take the fat bunny. Now let's make different versions of it, like a new orientation. And
it's also a little bit larger, which I think it's better to like see him on the screen.
Yeah, I think it kind of better matches the style of the enemies.
Yeah.
I think. And it's actually a common practice. Like if you make things in small sprite art chubby, it actually usually looks better than having very skinny stuff.
Yeah. Felix, can you try 2 pixels of eyes instead of 1 pixel?
I tried that at the beginning. I think it was way too huge, but I can try. It never hurts to try. I think it's just too huge. It looks too much like it looks out of place. Because the game doesn't have this overly cute character designs with huge eyes. I also hate these kind of huge eyes because that's what you find in a lot of these kind of social network games.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look that good. Oh no, too big. Too big. Kind of looks a little bit like broken.
Looks like it's dripping.
Yeah. Dude. I ate some mad mushrooms.
Maybe that can be what he meant, 2 pixels. Like, hi, but it should be square, right? Like this, so you.
Yeah, completely
Oh,
black eyes would be like something you find in CrossCode Silent Hill version.
oh, this here. It's not roundish though.
It looks sad.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't look sad. Oh. Yeah, we know, Freeze, what you meant.
But
We actually tried that.
okay, so like 2 black pixels on top of each other. That's what we tried here, and like this. Actually, this one doesn't look too bad. It's like the default eyes you have for characters too. What do you think about this?
Not sure if stream is lagging. Probably need to zoom in and tell me. Is it still looking sad?
I made it now to look a bit less sad. It has now the default eyes you have in the characters, and it.
Yeah, I see it now.
I have to say I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think we could use it, make it work. But compared to the like now now you can see what I meant when we're saying we go away from the concept art.
Because things just change if you have low resolutions. You have to change things.
Yeah.
I actually like the left of. Let's say the right one with the very small pupil looks kind of more funny. While on the left side, I think looks more cute. That's
Yeah.
at least how I would see it. But you know what? We probably should change it depending on the mood of the enemy. So I think like the left one is probably more like the default eye expression, and the right one with a very small pupil we can use if it's hit or stuff like this. So that makes sense. You know?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
So I think we will go with the larger pupil for now. And
All right.
but it's something you can change really easily anyway. The eyes.
Yeah.
It's not much work.
Atlasa just mentioned that someone was posting something not safe for work. I will add a rules tab to Twitch soon, which will have exactly one rule: be cool, man. Be cool.
But that's not very specific. I think some people might think posting not safe for work content is very cool.
No, it's not cool.
Then you need to specify that, I'm afraid.
No, they need to know. They need to know.
That's not how it works.
It's context sensitive, man.
Just not sure how to do the sprites off the back. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely against the general rule. Like, of course, we don't want people to like bash each other or say something naughty or something like that. Would be out of place.
Okay, so we will take the larger pupils, and I at least want to create at least one different direction before we continue doing the nonsense part.
Looking down and right.
Yeah, down and
All
up.
Down and up.
I mean,
Down and up.
We just did the right is just flipping. I mean, no, we did the right view.
Yeah, but now you want to make 6 directions, so you now make the kind of diagonal.
Yeah, it's not perfectly down, but kind of almost perfectly down.
Yeah.
That's also kind of the downside of having the 6 directions is actually kind of difficult to get this right with the eyes and everything.
Now, right from the beginning, drawing a Frobbit. Kind of looks like more like a rabbit now. Probably through attacks we will have some need.
I think through the movement it will more look like a frog because you will see that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually just jumping instead of walking like a...
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I think for Bergen Trails we really have some unique enemies and funny ideas that are great. I'm especially looking forward to the penguins.
Oh yeah, the freaking penguins. Actually, no, you know, like the chicken sword guy, Miguel. He just created penguins too. God damn it! He's
Yeah,
stealing our
he just
ideas.
he just saw a tweet and thought like, that's a good idea. I will use that idea.
God damn it!
No, but it's a
Yeah.
penguin. Like we're not the first to use penguins as
That's true.
enemies. Actually, it has Secrets of Grandia. No, Secrets of Grandia doesn't have any penguins. They have these
Why do
little,
they not have penguins? That's something they probably should
but they
have.
have blobs and slimes and
Actually, we don't have blobs and
jetties.
slimes yet.
Yetis, I think.
I would like to create blobs and slimes because they're so very easy. It's awesome. I like easy enemies.
No penguins. Yeah. Oh. But at least they have a huge present making machine as a boss.
Okay.
I think that's cool too. Yeah, the Frobbit could also use its tongue for an attack. Like, right, we didn't even thought of that.
Whoa. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Though the problem
I like
is
that idea.
with long tongues. Like it has a surprisingly long tongue. That would be kind of like alienating, I think. Yeah,
It's
rabbit.
I mean, it's a frog and a rabbit.
Mm.
So let's ask a very important question: who's eager to see my face on camera?
Silence.
Like you probably got used to Felix and you know his face and blah and stuff.
It's not very exciting anyway.
It's
My
not.
face.
It's really not. I'm really looking forward to playing this game when it finishes. Me too.
Yeah.
Like I know
Though-
everything already.
Though
but
I guess when it's
still
finished,
looking
I've
forward.
played it already a couple of times.
Yeah, probably.
Couple
Oh, boy.
100,000 times. I know.
Stupid testing.
Yep.
Only noobs have faces. Look, everyone wants to see me. Ha!
I'm not a noob.
Felix is like the uber noob.
It's in my face all the time.
Yeah. So he must be a noob. What a noob, man. Like, I will just wear a mask.
Big plot twist.
Big plot twist. Plot twist, I'm a goat.
This could go viral though. I mean, goats are very important in my indie games, so.
Alright, Atlas, you already saw Hannah, right? At RPC, or
Mhm.
doing the time of RPC.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the plot twist, Villier. Like, everyone would expect a fish, but there's just a goat. That's the plot twist. Radical Fish Games is
It's actually made out of
by
goats.
that that pretend to be fishes.
Hmm?
Somehow you got to rule the world. Will you be at another convention? Probably Gamescom.
Yep. Here in Germany,
In Germany.
where it's
It
cheap to
should be
stay.
very, very large. Like, not as large as E3, obviously, but
Maybe even second or third largest.
yeah, second large. I think it's the second largest in the world. I'm not sure though. Maybe Tokyo Games Convention is a little bit larger.
Yeah.
Radical Goat Games. Oh
That
man, so
sounds
many
like-
ideas for
Yeah.
April 1st.
Just want to say that April's Fools. Radical Goat Games.
But I really have to say, like, I have to give a big shout out to the Pixel Ferrets, because they had an awesome April's first joke.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think everyone in the team laughed their asses off.
Yeah, the voiceovers thing. That was,
The voiceovers.
That was
Sushi wa kawaii
incredible.
desu yo. It was so funny.
That was amazing.
I really, like, the text wasn't really accurate.
At all.
Like, something about I don't buy any fish right now, and the voiceover just sushi wa kawaii desu yo.
Yeah, kind of like this, maybe, but
Oh, wait, it's at least it says it's about 10 times the size of RPC, so it should be pretty large. Like, the first time I was there, it was really, really full. The only good thing was that nobody was caring about what was his name again?
the voice actor of Mario and
Mario, yeah.
let's see.
Charles Martinet. So nobody, like, on stage, everyone was caring about him, like, getting autograms and everything. But then he was walking casually around the floor, and we were just talking to him, and it was really cool. And he was like, "Okie dokie, wahoo!" all the time. Like, he's so chill.
Awesome.
And also cool that nobody was really playing Rock Band, so we could actually play a lot of Rock Band free at the time. But as I understand it, it's more full now. So
they gotta
I'm a
grow.
little bit scared. I know we have to go there, but there will be a lot of people.
I mean, if you have your own booth, it's kind of okay because you have your space,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
it's more exhausting if you go around all the time, I think. But then again, you have to stay a long time. That's what's exhausting. So, better get ready to stand a long time.
No, I will just bring a chair.
They might have chairs. Bringing your chair might be challenging. Unless you have a very compact chair.
Yeah, there are chairs like that. I actually have one
Oh, okay.
like that. In my kitchen right now.
That might be a good idea to bring that, actually.
Well, we will see. Oh, actually, we have a Teddy in chat now too.
Hey, hello.
Teddy from Secrets of Grind, yeah.
That's like
Great
the guy who
guy,
does
always
all the
calling me.
animations, right? I feel sorry for him.
No, Teddy is the coder.
Oh, it's okay. Then I got it wrong. That was
Why am I
somebody
wrong? No,
else.
Teddy, right? You're like doing all the code.
How did I sleep on your couch? It was actually pretty good. I sleep rather well, I think. Just not very long. I mean, it was like how... And usually about maybe 6 hours at most. That's about how much sleep we got.
So you will be at Indie Arena, or will you have your own little booth?
Yes, in the arena. That's what's likely. Actually, we applied to have a booth at Indie Arena, and there's also a booth by Deck 13, and I also want to feature CrossCode there. And it might be that we'll have two booths at Gamescom that way. And the one from Deck 13, it's more in the business area as far as I understood, and ours will be more to the in the public area. I think that's the difference. If everything goes well, yeah. No, that's too much. Yeah, so second orientation. I guess that kind of works.
I think the like the little line that separates the upper part of the leg from the lower part on the left side is actually making it look like it's like sitting down to to shit.
I mean, that's kind of like, yeah. Actually, I think I might change this one a bit like this. I mean, it's just how it is crouching all the time. I mean, that's how it's designed.
Oh, Upload, you will be volunteering at Indie Arena, so we'll
Over?
probably meet there.
Oh, cool. Ah, Fred is the animation slave, exactly. So it was Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him. With so many animations in this game. It's insane.
Yeah, like especially unique animations.
Yep.
Like we use a lot of stuff.
We actually tried to cheat a lot to get around work. That's very important to me.
Yeah, it makes only sense for like these eight directions. Like, whoa.
Oh gosh, I mean, just doing the layer on Shizuka graphics was a huge pain. So I don't want to repeat this too often if possible. Actually, that's the thing where Seeker of Granite, at least they kind of limited themselves to 4 directions. That's usually a good idea. It's like, or you could make it like, I don't know, Hyperlight Drifter, where you just have 2 directions for most enemies, and that's it. I mean, did you ever see how the enemies with weapons shoot in Hyperlight Drifter? They have 2 directions, left and right. And when they shoot down, they just look to the left and hold the weapon down. And if they shoot up, they look to the left and hold the weapon up. And then they shoot. And the projectiles shoot up, like in the y-axis, not the z-axis. You know? Because that makes sense. Nobody cares about that, I think.
All this work. It will pay off, I hope.
Yeah. So, is the leg a bit better this way?
Yeah, I think so. I actually like how it looks like as if it has hands, but they are tucked away under the fat, so to speak.
Maybe.
It's like a little monk or a little monk.
Yep. Okay, now I'm gonna do the third direction. Though we have almost 2 hours, but I still want to do the third direction. Yeah. Third should be easiest. I can do it. Because from behind it's just a blob.
Kind of, yeah. Rylock says the 8-direction movement is a big reason CrossCode feels so smooth. Yeah, and it was necessary for the main character.
At least for the playable character. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Not for the enemies so much. Like especially the boss has only 1 direction, and
yeah,
still. But some like we do it now. Like we only have 6 directions, and
I think 6 directions is a great.
Works.
It's a great compromise.
Yeah.
Because you have about the same amount of work you have with 4 directions. Only you have more directions that you can display because you can flip each. of the graphics.
Yeah.
And
And as it says, you can actually run around in CrossCode in 36 degrees, which is basically like the most simplest way we could think of doing it. Simply having basically adding the direction onto the position based on the input of the
gamepad,
analog controller.
which we didn't support at the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't. But
It's funny because
well.
at the beginning CrossCode was just a gamepad, was just keyboard. So we had like the 8 directions with the VASD buttons. And then we implemented a gamepad and we were, whoa, you can move in all directions. This is awesome.
And it was a good trade-off because it was harder to aim.
Yeah.
Or it is harder to aim with the gamepad, but it's easier to move with the gamepad.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
I still prefer playing with mouse and keyboard because I just like to throw a lot. But a lot of people prefer gamepads, so, and I like it this way, so that you have 2 ways to play the game, essentially.
Mm. I actually like this view you're creating right now.
What?
I like the kind of perspective right now.
From behind?
Yeah, but I kind of think that the legs, like I like the legs because they're a little bit to the side, but I think it doesn't really add up to the down right view because they look a little bit more together.
Yeah, maybe I will modify this one then, because I actually like this one too. So I will probably modify the front view essentially.
Yeah, I think so. This will probably look good. Oh yeah, actually it's 60 degrees, of course. 1 radian, so it's easier to speak with radians. Actually, some math I actually really like. Doing stuff with circles. RD is a butt guy. Oh boy. No, that's not what I meant. Please.
What? A butt guy?
Yeah, because I like the view, the perspective. Like from behind, like...
I was kind of thinking that too after. Like,
perspective
from behind.
I just said it. How much music will be made for the full game? A lot. Hopefully.
Go, Taro. Do more music.
Intero.
Are you here? Are you listening?
Are you listening?
Do music. Come on.
Do the music.
Music senpai.
Mr. Music Guy.
Mr. Music Guy, yes. Do the music. Do your thing.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, hopefully he has something cool. Like, when was this deadline?
Milestone deadline.
Milestone deadline.
No, did we have a better deadline? No, I think we have probably.
Should actually do one.
Yeah.
So, like, we need music for Rookie Harbor.
Yes.
Definitely. And Bergen Trails.
For those we need music, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I like it much more that way. Do you think it's more consistent now?
Yep, definitely.
It looks better.
Maybe the right leg should be a bit more to the right too.
The right leg?
I'm not sure. Right leg. Something is bugging me with the right leg. I'm not sure what it is.
Maybe this. Stupid leg.
Yeah, just wait a couple of seconds. Yeah. Looking better.
I did something and did it again. God damn it.
I did something, guys.
Yeah. I will just focus on the back post now again. I think it's more or less consistent now, at least.
Yeah. More. Yeah. Yeah, we should also not dwell too much in too much detailing it, because when you look closely to the Hedgehog enemies, they don't look that polished and clean too.
Yeah.
But it completely works because you see them moving around, and